you got to differentiate between the state and the emotion. Okay? The emotion that is fear is fucking awesome. You should all experience fear. If you didn't experience fear, you'd be dead. Okay? Fear is part of who you are. It sends you valuable data. You wouldn't survive without it. You would not know to, say, jump out of a plane if there was not fear. There has to be fear. The difference is the emotion, it'll happen when there's, say, a dangerous, life-threatening situation. You'll receive the signal, you'll receive the data, the information. You're like, oh shit, better not go there. And then you move on, and it's gone. It's temporary. The state is where you hang on to it, and it runs you. The emotion is good. The state is what you want to let go of. Okay? Now, going even deeper here, and this is very nuanced, there is a difference between the emotion that is fear towards something that is real and towards something that is blown out of proportion. And this has a lot to do with social media and how we're conditioned now to fear things that we shouldn't be afraid of. So we experience the emotion that is fear that is good towards something that is not life-threatening. The same is guilt. There's the emotion that is guilt and the state that is guilt. A lot of us experience the emotion that is guilt trying to live up to unrealistic standards. Okay? Does that make sense? So a lot of it too is deconditioning yourself from all that, being a little bit more realistic, realize the impact that social media has on you, try to see past that, and then from there, letting go of the state that is fear. Okay? And this also kind of links to a lot of the jargon that's been used out there where it's like fear is the enemy. You know, we live in this society that promotes no fear. Don't aim to have no fear. Promoting no fear is trying to promote you getting rid of a part that is you. It's promoting disowning part of yourself, disowning the emotion that is fear. Okay? Fear is good. Fear is your friend. It's natural. No fear is unnatural. Big question, what's the payoff? Remember, what is the payoff? Why do you love being in a state of fear? Because part of you loves it. What part of you loves it? What could you be getting out of it? And this is, again, that question where you kind of take different perspectives. Like, if I were to love fear, what would I love about it? Or if you ask your friends, like, what do you think I could love about fear? Any ideas? Keeps you safe. Okay, that's a good one. I love being in a state of fear, always having my guard up, because I believe that if I stop experiencing fear, I'll drop my guard, and I might get fucked with, betrayed, I won't be safe anymore. That's a great payoff. Okay? So then, few approaches. The one that'll get to the cause is, could I let go of the state of fear? What's so bad about not experiencing fear? Letting the sensations come up and let go of them. Another good one is reflecting on how this strategy is flawed. Why is it flawed? I'm experiencing fear in order to be safe. Right? However, because I'm in a state of fear, I never feel safe. So you can't ever be safe because you're always not feeling safe. Does that make sense? Right? So that's one. Another one too is in terms of, this is actually really good. In terms of fear, a lot of it too has to do with people say seeing past the front, seeing who we are. So in reality, a lot of fear is preventing you from being authentic and owning parts of who you are. You know? You make that split, I'm trying to hide this, here's the front I put on, and then I must always be in this state of fear and paranoia to maintain this front so people don't see through and see the unacceptable part of me, and I must always get the validation, so you're always in this state. And you feel like if you drop it, people will see through you. Not only will they see through you, you'll see that and you'll explode and die. So fear is actually preventing you from re-owning different parts of yourself. It's a blockage to authenticity. So the strategy there is flawed. Okay? And then also a big one is like, as I said, diving into some core fears. That's like the general one, and then what are some core fears? Fear of rejection. Okay? What I'd do here is I'd actually sit down with myself, and I'd recommend you do that, and play a very triggering rejection situation. One that really hurts when you're triggered, okay? When you're triggered is when your response is disproportionate to reality. It's when something inside you is poked at. What's a recent rejection, social rejection, that really stung? Get in detail. Like I'll even close my eyes and like really replay it. You know, you're there and then say you're talking to someone and they're like, you know what? No, thank you. And everyone just stares, everyone hears, and you just feel humiliated. What comes up? Okay. And then let it come up even more. Sink into it more. Like, what's so bad about that? What's the biggest fear? What if I'm forever rejected? What's so bad about that? Could you let go of your resistance to this and keep letting go? It's diving into those worst case scenarios, like your biggest fucking fears. What if, it's like fear of being alone, fear of isolation. What if you are destined to be alone? Like just hearing this here, like what if no matter what you do, you have a signed contract from God, from the universe, from whatever, saying you will forever be alone. No matter what you do, you'll never be able to let go of that front, let someone truly see you. You'll never find someone who accepts you and loves you for you. You're fucked. You'll never truly connect with someone. You'll never feel that sense of belonging with someone else for the rest of your life. Just hearing that might trigger something inside of you. You're like, what if that's true? What's so bad about that? And it's not about answering it logically, it's about feeling. Could you be okay with that? Let go of your resistance to it. That doesn't mean you are destined to be alone. It just means don't let it run you anymore. Okay? And then guess what? If it doesn't run you, you're less triggered by things that might, like a rejection, where it's like, now I'm alone. Now you're no longer triggered. It doesn't control you. You free yourself from it. Could you be okay with not being good enough? A big fear. What if I'm not good enough? What if that's true? What if you aren't good enough? What if there is something fucked up about you, some kind of defect inside of you? What if that's true? What if you're fucked? I can guarantee a few of you are being triggered right now just hearing that. You're like, oh my God. Like, what if it's true? What if there is something a little wrong with you? I'm sure you felt it. You look around, you see everyone else have it way easier than you. And you just look, you're like, fuck, why me? Why is it so hard for me? Why is life so fucking hard for me? What did I do to deserve that? What if you do deserve it? What if you're a piece of shit, you're fucked and that's it? What if that biggest fear is true? Something's a little different with me. Something's a little wrong with me. What if it's true? Could you be okay with that? Could you let go of your resistance to this? Letting go of that. Okay. Fear of never living up to your potential. What if that's true? And you can really sink into this one, where it's like, say, you want to work on yourself, you want to feel good enough, you want to be able to express yourself socially and achieve your dreams. What if no matter what you do, that never happens? What if every year it's just more of the same? And you see people around you breaking free, transforming, having amazing lives, and for you it's just more of the same, trapped in this prison, year after year. Your friends start getting into different relationships, still the same with you. Start getting married, start having kids, you're still the same, and you just live a life of being unable to achieve your potential. No matter what, you take all the courses, try everything, and you just can't. And at the end on your deathbed, you just couldn't live the life. No one would actually see the gifts you have to offer. That was it. What if that's a guarantee that it's going to happen? Could you be okay with that? Could you let go of your resistance to it? Something to dive into. Okay. And then another one is fear of the unknown. And this one's interesting because we're not actually afraid of the unknown. Why? Because it's unknown. You can't be afraid of what you don't know. What we're afraid of is what we project onto the unknown. What do we project onto the unknown? Past trauma. Right? Here you're afraid of, say, going into a social situation because you might get rejected. If you were never rejected, you wouldn't project the possibility of being rejected. So the more you dive into and let go of the past trauma, the less fear you'll have of the unknown, let's just say. And then another big one is like fear of the future. This is one that fucked with me for a while, by the way. It's like, if you think about everything it took mentally and emotionally for you to be where you are here today, like all the shit you had to go through, et cetera, and then you think of all the years to come, the rest of your life. How the fuck are you gonna deal with all that and survive so fucking long? It's so overwhelming to think about, you know? How am I gonna deal with all this shit? It's like, it used to freak the shit out of me. However, the reason that happens is because you project yourself too far in the future. And you think that who you are now, here today, you project that you in the future dealing with whatever happens or could happen. But it won't be this you who's dealing with it. It'll be that future you who has a lot more experience and perhaps a different perspective on things dealing with it. You know, and then you can reflect back on your life too, how a lot of things you managed to survive, you're still here. Maybe a few years back you thought you wouldn't be able to, but somehow you're still here. And you'll always still be here. The future you will know how to deal with it. That one helps a lot, by the way, if that's a fear you just kind of always have on your mind. You're projecting yourself too far in the future. You will know how to deal with it when the time comes. Okay? Any questions on this? We got a little dark here, a little triggered, huh? You feel it? Yes?
Can you talk more about the fear of untapped potential?
Yeah. What if that's true? Again, like for you, this is big, okay? I talk about this in a video if you want to check out more about it. It's called Fuck Self-Help. So here's what I say. If you reflect on this whole idea of being enough, okay? Being enough, for you to actually be enough, it can't come after anything. There can't be any requirements or conditions for you to be enough, right? It's not like, here you are, and when you meet XYZ condition, now you're enough. For you to be enough, you have to always have been enough. You just have to be enough, that's it. If you're only enough when this happens, or when you do this, or when you are this, it means that by default, you're not enough. So you can't become enough. It's impossible to become enough. This is a huge mindfuck. You're like, oh my God. You can only always be enough. It has to come first. You're enough, why? Just 'cause. That's the only reason you can be enough, just 'cause. You can't justify being enough where you're not enough. So what that means is all the requirements, all the conditions that are in the way from you realizing you're enough, you must let go of them. One is, I'll only be enough when I'll achieve my goals. No, because then that's a requirement. That doesn't mean don't achieve your goals, it means detach your self-worth from it. Could you be okay never living up to your potential? Are you still enough? Yes. That's the whole process of detaching your self-worth. Could you be okay never having a partner? Are you still enough? Yes. You're still enough no matter what. And then it's diving into those sensations of attachment or resistance. It's freeing yourself from that. And then, of course, what you'll notice, you'll still be inspired to have your own best interests at heart, to live up to your potential, but your self-worth won't be attached. And that'll actually help you succeed massively, because a big thing that also holds us back is the fear of making mistakes. Why? Because if we make a mistake, because our self-worth is attached to it, we feel lesser as a human. If you think you make a mistake, you think you're a dick, you're a piece of shit. No, it has nothing to do with your worth. So that's the key. It's like detach your self-worth from everything. Everything. Are you still enough if you're unhealthy? Yes. You're just enough just 'cause. Okay? And this is something you can kind of test yourself on too. If I ask you, do you want to be enough? Or even like say happiness or feeling good. Do you want to feel good? Do you ever want to feel good? Yeah? Yeah? What if you lose your job? Are you still going to feel good? Everyone who said no, that just contradicted the previous one, because everyone's like, yes, I want to feel good. But now you just added a condition. I want to feel good as long as I don't lose my job. So you don't want to feel good. You only want to feel good as long as you have a job. Eh? So the same here. It's like, are you enough? Yes. What if you lose your job? Then I'm no longer enough. Okay, so you're not enough. You don't want to be enough. It's the same here. It's like commit to that and let go of everything that's controlling it. This is Julien, and welcome to Transformation Mastery.
It was fucking amazing.
This was huge for me. This was so important.
This gave me by far the greatest epiphanies I've ever had.
It just made me finally confront my deepest fears.
And we got like real deep and I found some issues within myself.
One of the best things I've seen so far in my life.
What you're about to experience going through this program is what completely changed my life on every single level. Okay, be it health, wealth, relationships, higher purpose, you name it. This is the stuff that finally produced that true, long-lasting personal transformation we're all after.